Now, if you guys watched any of my videos, you'll know how much I love service-based businesses. I believe that service businesses are the easiest to start, easiest to scale, and it's what every entrepreneur should start with when they're looking to gain experience or just start a business. So knowing that we want to start a service-based business, if you do any research online, on YouTube, Google, you'll quickly realize that there's two categories of businesses. So there's online. So your regular social media marketing, doing content creation, offering services through Fiverr, Upwork, like anything that happens through the internet. And there's also offline businesses, which I like to call them as they're like boring businesses. So you can have online businesses that are boring, but I think the most boring ones are the ones that are offline. So the ones you do in person. So let's say landscaping services, that would be considered an offline business because you're offering a service that's done in person rather than online. So this is a topic that I don't see being discussed very often. And I think it's very important to understand that these two types of businesses can really help you grow. And when I say grow, I don't mean grow as in your business, but rather grow as a person so that you can pick which one you want and actually attain a good level of success instead of jumping around trying different types of businesses and never finding any success in starting a business. So in today's video, I'll go through the pros and cons of an online versus a offline business, which one you should start, which one I recommend, which one you can make more money in. We'll discuss about everything. And I'll be also sharing some personal experiences because if you've watched any of my videos, personally, I have a offline business and I also have an online business. So I do both. So I can easily gauge the pros and cons of each side. Now, when I wanted to start a business, which was like a year and a half ago, I was already sold on the idea of starting an online business. It seemed like that was the most attractive option. I feel like when you go on YouTube or you do any form of research online, everything is geared towards online. So let's start with a quick story, which I think is going to help you guys realize a couple of things. When I started my first business, which was a year and a half ago, I went the online route. So I started a social media marketing agency. Why did I do online? It seemed more attractive. I felt like I could make more money with that option. And also I had the freedom of location, so I could work from home and I didn't have to worry about traveling and going to places and stuff like that. So that seemed like a better option for me. And I feel like if you guys are watching this video, you've probably come across many videos that talk about online businesses, but very few of those actually talk about in-person businesses. Anyway, so I started doing social media marketing. I struggled like crazy to get my first client. It took me a couple of months. I sucked. I was bad at sales, I was bad at marketing, service delivery, I was trash, and overall I wasn't finding any success. So afterwards, I decided that maybe I should start a offline business. And this came from my friend who at the time had a cleaning company. So he was kind of doing a boring business, and I always knew he had a cleaning company, but I always said to myself like, oh, I'm never going to do like an in-person business, you know, like I'm constrained by my location, like I can't really travel, I can't work from my computer. You know, it didn't seem as attractive as an online business. But since I was struggling with my online business, I decided that, hey, let's start offline. Maybe I can have more success in that. I asked my friend, I'm like, okay, how do you get your clients? Like, how does everything work? He told me, he's like, yeah, I just went around businesses and I gave them my flyer. I'm like, okay. So after a couple of weeks, I bought some equipment and I decided I was going to do window cleaning for residential homes. And instead of doing flyers, I was like, oh, let's do door-to-door knocking. On my first day, I signed my first client. And obviously it's not like a social media marketing agency where you sign them for $2,000 a month and they stay with you for months and months. That was like a one-time off deal of $250. But still, I was like, okay, like, first day doing this, I was already able to get my first client, close them, and make money. I'm like, huh, this is very different. So anyways, after a couple of months, I kept doing that. And eventually I grew that business to almost $15,000 a month. And I had 2 people working for me. So it was still a very small team and I was able to grow it to a significant number. And what I realized was that offline businesses are most of the time very low skill required to start. So you don't have to have a crazy knowledge about your service delivery. It's not like Google ads or Facebook ads that you have to take courses, spend your own money to learn ad spend and kind of how to manage budgets, what's a good, you know, the key metrics, like what's good, what's bad. There's nothing. It's basically you just buy the equipment and you do the service. So I was doing window cleaning. So I bought the equipment and I was easily able to just, you know, start doing service delivery from day one, and it was good. So as I was saying, service delivery was very easy because it required little skill. Marketing, which getting new clients was very easy because I was just going door to door. So I was going to my clients directly. And sales, although I was bad at first, the sale process is pretty easy. You go at the doors, you ask them, are you interested in my service? Yes or no. And you're basically hoping for a yes every 100 doors or so. So I said to myself, if I can knock 100 doors, I can get at least one yes per day, which would be $250. So I was like, this is pretty easy. Like, this is so much easier compared to my online business. So I stuck with that for a couple of months. I learned how to market. I learned sales. I learned service delivery, customer satisfaction, like managing employees. Like, I learned the basics of starting a business. And afterwards, with these new skills that I learned, I felt like I could go back to my online business and have a lot more success now, since I have the base knowledge and experience needed to succeed in entrepreneurship. So I went back to social media marketing. I started cold calling, and because I had that experience of doing sales presentations almost 100 times every day, pitching by phone was pretty much the same thing, and it was very easy and natural for me. Within a month, I was able to sign my first client, whereas before it took me a couple of months. And even then, when I signed my first client, I was struggling a lot because I barely knew anything about service delivery. And if you've watched one of my videos, I basically explained why you can't really hire someone from the get-go to do your service delivery. So I screwed up on that part, and I wasn't good at client communications and kind of delivering good results and setting good expectations on their end. So there's a bunch of little stuff that I learned by doing my offline business. So what I concluded recently is that I don't necessarily think offline businesses are better. I just believe they're a lot easier to start. And if you have no experience whatsoever in entrepreneurship and you've always wanted to start a business, but nothing seems to really work for you, I highly recommend you do that. Find a service, go door to door, sell it for a couple of months. You'll learn the basics of business. You'll learn sales, marketing, service delivery, and a whole other skills that are going to help you with your online business. So that afterwards, you can use those skills that you've acquired and apply them to your online business. And I swear to you, it's going to be so much easier to get going. It's going to be so much easier, because I do believe that the ultimate goal is to have an online business. I do like the idea of working from a computer, being able to travel, and also the idea of, unlike, let's say, window cleaning, where you have to be there at a specific time and do the service at this time. Often enough, online, you can work around your own hours, but that's not always the case. But I think you guys understand what I'm trying to get at. But overall, I do believe that having an online business is better for my kind of lifestyle that I want. But let's say my friend who has his cleaning company, he's perfectly happy with his offline business, and he wants to grow that to become a bigger business. So depending on your goals and what you want, I'm assuming, if you guys are watching this video, that you're more leaning towards the online space. So that's why I'm covering more that topic. And also, when it comes to online business, I feel like there's more opportunity to scale to, let's say, 100 grand per month, which is kind of the goal, 100 grand per month, $1 million per month. We want to work with those big numbers. And if, let's say, I was trying to make 100 grand per month doing window cleaning, if every job is worth $250, do 100,000 divided by 250, and that's the amount of homes I would need to clean every month. So obviously I have to hire a shit ton of people, train them, make sure they're good, make sure the jobs itself are well done. It's a lot of management. It takes lots of time, and that's not something I personally want to do. I'd rather have a lean business that's online, have a couple of employees, and reach that 100 grand per month that way. So yeah, online versus offline. To kind of sum it all up, I think they're both good. If you have no experience, start with offline, learn the basics of entrepreneurship, and once you have a good base of knowledge, apply what you've learned to the online space and start your business that way. And I believe you'll find success that way. So yeah, thank you for listening, and see you on the next video.